Well, welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. This is the Conscious Business Show where we connect the heart, the mind to the wallet. And having our discussion today with Travis Borden, who is founder and president of Keen Advisors. He's got a very interesting story to share with all of us. I'll cloak it under the area of investment banking redefined. And we applaud his efforts. It's a new kind of investment bank. They look at providing strategic and financial advice, not only around corporate sales, divestitures, capital raising transactions, but really looking at being catalysts for positive, lasting change in the world. And we're very excited to have Travis here to share his story, obviously his personal journey. So thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you, Darby. It's a pleasure to be here.
Wonderful. I wonder if you could start with our listeners and talk a little bit about your personal journey, how you came to be founder of Keen Advisors, and help us understand where the intersection comes in from making that lasting impact, because that's really important.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you again for having me here. And thank you for the nice introduction. I've been an investment banker for about 15 years. For those of your listeners who don't know what we do, we advise companies on mergers and acquisitions transactions. Mm-hmm. We help them to raise capital, and we advise companies on other important strategic decisions, thinking about capital allocation strategies and things like that. I started my career at a large firm called UBS. Mm-hmm. In 2007, right before the financial crisis, I left UBS with the president of the investment bank to go start a new firm. And it turned out the timing was actually very fortuitous. We ended up growing the firm very rapidly. So over 7 years, we grew to 500 bankers and 17 offices.
Oh, my goodness.
We went public in 2014. And for me, it was a phenomenal experience, both personally and professionally.
Yeah.
The IPO really gave me a good opportunity to sort of stop and reflect. I think I have one of the greatest jobs in the world. I get to work with really smart people and help them think through really complicated issues.
Right.
And the transactions that we're involved with are the most important thing that's going on in that person's professional career oftentimes.
Right, yeah.
And so I guess in that kind of an environment, it's very easy to kind of get caught up in all of the excitement and lose sight of what really matters. Mm. So for me, this was kind of a unique opportunity to really stop and reflect. I had been very fortunate throughout my career, had a lot of really great opportunities that landed in my lap. Mm-hmm. And I started looking around and saying, is this all there is, to life? Around about that time, I decided, that probably for me, it was time to find a way to incorporate giving back in some kind of meaningful way into my professional life.
It's like you sort of went through an awakening in a way.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. I think that's a good way to describe it. And I did a lot of self-reflection.
Yep.
I realized that, after 15 years of doing investment banking, I had developed a really good core set of skills. I really loved what I was doing. And I had this idea that maybe there was a way to incorporate giving back into the business model.
Which doesn't exist today. I mean, that's an interesting way. That's why it's so fascinating for you to be talking about this today.
Well, I think that I thought at the time it was very unique. And I think what I've learned as I've gotten to spend more time doing this is there's a huge community of companies that have very similar values across a lot of different industries. And so as I was really thinking about how to structure Keen Advisors, which is my current firm, I was drawing a lot of inspiration from movements like the conscious capitalism movement, from the Benefit Corporation movement, from this idea of shared prosperity, and really thinking about all of your stakeholders when you're trying to, thinking about how to create value. and do business, I think in the right way. It's been an exciting journey. I'm very excited about where we are with Keen Advisors today, and I'm very excited about this broader effort of businesses to really start to think about value and how to create value for more of their stakeholders,
Right.
and to really start to use their business as a force for good. So I'm very excited about what I see ahead.